The radical left are losing their minds. And I've got to change the name from Lynn's Warriors back to Lionel Nation. I'm going to do that right now. By the way, tomorrow's the day. That's it. The world celebrates my wife, her birthday. That's it. Tomorrow. That's it. She was born, hang on a minute. She was born on the eve of Kennedy's inauguration. And here we go. Is that something or what? My friends, the folks involved in what do I call it? The people involved in this world that we live in are losing their minds, okay? The radical left, the lefties, the whoever these people are, they are losing their minds. And I love this more than you can comprehend. Hello, everybody. What a night we have. Oh, God. What a day it has been. What a rare mood I'm in. We're going to talk about some things tonight. First of all, they're moving the inauguration. Why do you think they're moving the inauguration inside? Why does President Trump and the others want to move the inauguration inside? Is it because so few people are arriving that he has to do this to augment and to exaggerate? Or he's afraid of the paucity, the dearth of people? Think about this. Do you think about this? Is this that? Is there a reason for your safety? They were concerned during the Reagan administration. What do you think the reason is? We're going to be talking about this. Also, I hope you are receiving the, how do I say, my newsletters. They are beauts. I've got one coming later about the guy whose name begins with E. That's the best story ever. And the real reason why Trump's inauguration will be indoors, we have that. So much stuff, including topics like, are the Obamas finally divorcing? And if so, why now? SCOTUS, TikTok, China, etc. Gay Mala and vindictive Gorgon snubs J.D. Vance's innocent children. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So subscribe to the Lionel Nation YouTube. And I'm telling you, you have to either put your address there or whatever it is. Just checking sometimes just checking your spam filter. I found stuff today in my quarantine. Oh my God. It's like a treasure trove of stuff. How the hell did this get there? Because my email thought it was a virus or something strange. That's that. Number two, on the 22nd of February in New York City, at the Cutting Room, I am telling you, you're going to be a part of something if you wisely attend, where you and I are going to be a part of a participatory. It's not stand up and I do a trick or do a lot. No, it's something else, which is far more interesting and far more fascinating. Ladies and gentlemen, that's that. Do you hear what I have to say? Okay? February 22nd, tickets, all of the available information is in the description section here. Now let's talk about this. Why do you think? Let me open up the floor. Why do you think? Why? Why do you think President Trump has moved this? Brad Rung says, fun fact, Vance is the first VP with a beard since 1909. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Brad. Brad Rung says, I am member and do not know why I do not get them. Well, I think we know this thing. I am a member. You've got to be subscribed. Being a member of this does not the same as that. MAGA baby, I love it, sir. Indeed. This is the most important thing in the world. How do we put into words what is happening? Why do you think, seriously, the left is so demented? They're saying he doesn't. They're honestly saying that Trump is afraid nobody's showing up. Did you see pictures of airline travel? You know how normally when you go to an airline, they're screaming and yelling and wanting to kill each other? They're doing YMCA. They're laughing. All of the attendants are so happy because nobody's trying to kill each other. This is something that's bigger than anything you've ever seen before. This is bigger than anything. Hang on a minute. This is it. This is it. The rules have changed. Everything is different. Everything. It's not just an expression. I have this dear friend of mine. He's demented. He's just, I said, it's over for you. Do you understand that Trump, the last time we had something like this was in 1893, at a time when the presidency was really not that big of a deal. But what we're seeing right now, what we are seeing is a presidency, a super presidency. There has not, listen to me, there has not been anything like this, I think, ever. Trump was here in 2016, but that was like a trial run. That was a warm-up. He warmed up. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't have the right staff. He had no clue. He does now. He has never had such a coordinated consilience among his cabinet members. He has never had this. He won 3 GOP nominations. He took everybody on. He's a dragon slayer. The Obamas, the Bidens, the Kamalas, the Clintons, everybody. It's everybody wants to meet him all over the world. Everything is from Mexico to, they're scared shitless. This is the most incredible thing in the world. And my friends who are the lefties said, it's over. You should see, please follow my Twitter X account. It's some of the best stuff ever. I go through this and I give you a kind of my view, my take. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I can't believe what I'm seeing. I've got one thing, for example, this one black fellow, he's an African, who said the term white supremacy came from the notion that white people were considered supreme because he was from a place where they couldn't get water down from the hills, and white folks had water in their homes and little things. And I didn't think about them. There's another one who's standing outside his apartment in D.C. He says these lefties are coming in down the street and they're talking about the Sudan, repeal the SCOTUS. They don't know what they're doing. They're children. They're demented, logolalic fiends. They don't know what they're talking about. It's the most incredible thing anybody's ever seen. Seriously. Literally, bruh. Literally. It's incredible. They don't know what to do. They do not know what to do. They've never seen anything like this. I'm not saying this just because I think he's a swell guy, and I think he's a swell guy. I'm not doing it because of that. I am telling you, listen to me. Listen, dear friends, like you've never listened before. We are watching a revolution. And what the president is worried about, inter alia, among other things, are drone attacks. All types of, you name it. Did you know that those rat bastards, it's reported that the cops from D.C., that Muriel Bowser and her crew, they're not participating in the protection of the president. Did you hear this? And his group? If you think these people are somehow, that they're resigned to go off into the background or into the horizon, you are out of your mind. These people are demented. They are like they're nothing like you or I have ever even seen before. It's incredible. But I want you to understand this and recognize this. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's great. It's gorgeous. It's beauteous. Raul said he had 2 attempts in his life. He suspects that the 3rd attempt may be the charm. Well, I wouldn't say it like that, but I think you're something to this. Nelson gifted 5 Lionel Nation memberships. Thank you for that. This is something that this goes to show you a lot of things. Maybe it's a good idea not to necessarily say what this is about. I don't know, to thwart it. But I don't think it's going to affect one thing or the other. Nothing. Now, there's a couple of things, too, which I want to bring to your attention, which is also important. The president has got to do something, and I'm going to say something. Snoop Dogg, this thug, criminal, cretinous, monosyllabic cretin with marginal talent who has made his life into this, let me spew one machine gun delivery of gibberish after another, who said horrible things about the president. He's going to be performing? No. A couple of mild things, yes. There is too many folks out there that the president could go to, that are great performers, but there are people who have been vile. They have been cruel. They have been enemies of this country and this administration. What are you doing? Do you agree or disagree? What are you doing? I don't know about Nelly, but Snoop, have you heard what he said? It's horrible. Horrible. You can't ever reward these people. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you agree? Never reward them. You're in charge. We're in charge. Act like it. Make them pay. Shun them the way they shun you and us. Agree or disagree? I don't understand this. There are people out there who have been, say what you want, the Laura Loomers, I don't even know what her thing. Even Bannon. Look, Bannon says some stuff. He's been with the president 100%. 100%. Always show loyalty. The president cannot, agree or disagree, the president cannot all of a sudden say, hey, I want to be a part of the cool guys. Not if these rat bastards showed not only disrespect, but were in the way of this. This is you've got to make these people fear you. There's one thing about Nixon. He made his enemies fear him. You better have lists of people, and you better have people like, I want to be the Beria. I want to be the Cesare Mori. I want to be like Mussolini's hitman, the Luca Brasi. I want to get these people. I want them to feel the wrath. I want people to understand there's a lot of folks like you and me who went through shit through all these years. We have been through untoward horrors. And what does he do? He opens the gate for these people who weren't with him one time, but now it's cool. Oh, no. Sorry about that. You get all the people who were true blue. I don't give a damn who they are. Get Ted Nugent, get whatever. Get people, get country music. Get the people who were there with you the whole time. These people are rats. They are quislings. And there's one thing that we believe in, and the same thing goes for countries or leaders or anybody, whether it's Pelosi. If you go, it's not about not liking us. When you are absolutely in the way and you've said horrible things about him and the first lady and Barron and everybody, teach them a lesson. Everything has a consequence. Break it off in them. Let these people know what's going on. Do you agree or disagree? What is this? Don't give me this 4D chess. Let me tell you something. I think the best thing you can do, maybe after Snoop is done something, maybe after, what I would say is this. Thank you very much, Mr. Broadus. Thank you. You know what's so great about Snoop is he's here formally recognizing and renouncing the words of these rat bastard quislings, these thugs, and these other people. We are consecrating, we are celebrating criminals. Vile, misogynistic, profane criminals. Dope smoking reprobates, the lowest form of vermin. What are we doing? Don't give me this. You know, he's only like 53 years old. The guy looks 70. What is going on here? These people, would you let this guy pick your kid up from school? What is going on here? What's the difference between him and Diddy or Jay-Z or these other people? What? He's not been caught. What is this? These people, I don't understand this. Do you understand this? Agree or disagree? Now, it's too late at this point, but sometimes the president, this is the problem, he gets into this thing about, oh, he's cool. Oh, those are cool. Zuckerberg? What? You should tell him flat out, I'm the president. Do you know what this guy did to us? Do you know what he did? I don't know. The same way he's got to break it off in that son of a bitch, that Piers Morgan, who all of a sudden now he's come around. Well, you know, and another one too, Bill Maher. Bill Maher is trying desperately to resuscitate this pathetic career where he spent his time reading prompters, and he sits around with these god-awful interviews, smoking weed. He just discovered weed. How cool you are. Oh, Bill, we want to be like you. We want to build it. And another one too, Bill Burr. We've got to call these pseudo-intellects, these intellectual half-pints out and call it the way it is. Bill Burr, everybody loves him. Oh, he's so terrific. Because he gave a little, his whole thing is nobody knows what they're doing. He actually said, we don't know what we're talking about. The fires, the LA wildfires? What is going on here? You need us to say, no, Mr. President, no good. Make these bastards pay. I want them to pay. I want them to know what it's like to be on the outs. Not just on the outs, but I want us to turn our back on these people the way they turned their back on you and your family. The way they told you, we don't give a damn about you. You're going to wear this mask, you're going to do this, and if you don't, we're going to fire you, and you're this, and you're miserable, and does this president know what we've been through? We never budged. We never budged. Never. There are people, say what you want, Ralph Macchio or whoever the hell it is, he never budged. Antonio Sabato Jr., I don't even know what the hell the guy does. He never budged. Ted Nugent, he's full of shit, so what? He never budged. He never, ever. Lee Greenwood, good for you. Sing that song. Oh, my God. Sing it. You were there from the beginning. You were there. Do it. I don't understand. I know he's got to have he's the president. I don't give a damn. He's not throwing him in jail, but don't kiss their ass. What's the matter with you? What is he doing? We've got to go out. We've got to teach those Hollywood people a lesson. And and start with that Zuckerberg. Who do you think you are? Do you know what he did? All the Zuck bucks and all this stuff against Trump. I mean, and now he's claiming, oh, they yelled at me. Oh my God. But listen, Mr. President, you got to do some things right now. And Pam Bondi, Pamela Joe, good woman, good person. Do me a favor. You've got to do some things. I want to know about the excuse me, the Wiener laptop. Don't you once and for all? What's with the Wiener laptop? Is somebody going to get to that? Are we going to forget that? Are we going to pretend that doesn't exist? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to pretend that doesn't exist? Is that it? Is that the way this thing works? Is that the way we're supposed? I don't think so. There's been a lot of stuff that we've been talking about for the longest time, and people that, oh, you're crazy. We're not crazy at all. We're not crazy at all. And in my estimation, and in my perfect world, not only do we go after that, but we go after some other things. We finally go out historically some things that happened, which we have to go back and review, if you know what I'm talking about. Do me a favor and bring up the Wiener laptop. That's Wiener, Hillary, Huma. I get her, Huma and Uma confused. Huma, who's supposedly marrying Soros's son. You know what this is called? La Barba. Okay? That's what she is. We know it. Stop it. Everybody knows this stuff, for the love of God. I'm so tired of people lying. I'm so tired of people pretending like they don't know what's going on. We know exactly what's going on. Stop this nonsense. Stop this absolute tripe. It's exactly what it is right now. I want to get to the bottom of stuff. I really do. You have no idea how I want to get to the bottom of this. And then I wrote, there's a piece coming out at 7:30. So sign up right now. It drops at 7:30, a minute and 10 seconds. And you can also go back on the newsletters. You can go back to any of the others and watch them. And it's about that guy. You know who I'm talking about? The one in custody. Remember him? Whose name begins with the fifth letter. Remember him? Do you hear what his cellmate says? What I've been saying for the longest time. Tartaglione. This is a guy who supposedly was looking at, this was an ex-cop upstate who was looking at the death penalty, who now apparently didn't. And he's this hulking dude who was in this. Oh, we've got to make people aware of this. Remember that scene from Sicario, where Josh Brolin grabs his head and says, watch this. We got to make people almost like this. Watch this. Listen to what we did. We watched this. There's stuff on my, and I recognize this is difficult, on the X, used to be called Twitter, now it's X. I have this subscribed. And I put the good stuff on that one. Because there's some stuff I don't think you can really handle. I mean, oh my God. You see, listen to me. I want the truth. Am I right or wrong? Just tell me the truth. That's it. I'm a very simple person. I just want you to tell me the truth. So tell me what happened. Tell me the story. And that's it. Pilgrim Media says fires started to cover up evidence in Hollywood? Question mark. Fires started to cover up evidence. No. Pilgrim, have you not heard a word I've said, dear friend? Have you not? I've taken my letters and news. I call it Lionel Nation News. About Smart LA 28, about the C40 cities, about since Eric Garcetti in 2020 said, this is what we're going to do. Everything is for the Olympics and for the World Cup. And they needed those areas for these new 15-minute cities to take place. And how do you do that? You've got to get rid of them. But what if they don't sell? You burn them out. There's nothing to do with hiding things. You're not gonna burn Sally Struthers' home, just as an example, to hide something. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just saying no. What? Sally Struthers. Fat shamed by Betty White? Oh my God. No, 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 no. Let me try this again. I've been saying this, and I was on my friend the other day, the Mark Simone show. He's the only, the only, the only, the only show on terrestrial radio that's worth a damn. You know, they got these guys in the afternoon. They seem like a nice guy. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. Sounds like a porn star, and a Buck Sexton. It's the most low-hanging fruit drivel there is. It's like, come on. I got to give you an example of something. I got to give you an example. Listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes people will bring something up and it has absolutely nothing to do with anything. For example, Tucker Carlson, God bless. Tucker has guests on, and I like him a lot. But let me give you an idea of what he does. He has a guest on. The guest will say something that is just, we've heard a million times. And Tucker will say, like, wait a minute. What? Oh, yeah. You mean to tell me that when JFK made the speech about splintering the CIA into 1,000 pieces, that maybe that would, how many times have you heard that? We've heard that I was a kid, I've heard that. Yeah. Do you think maybe when they wanted to go over the silver, the certificate, they have that, and they'll point to something, and they'll say, that's fantastic. Stephen Greer is my favorite. This guy has no shame. This guy, he makes, I swear to God, if somebody told me, here's my story. You ready for this? Let me stop. Stephen Greer is a Project Disclosure. He's the fellow who was an emergency room physician who got into this and then went arrebatado, gone. Elizondo and others. If I see that Tic Tac thing one more time, okay, this is about UFOs. So what he does is he'll say these things. He goes, there's going to be a disclosure within the next 10 days. I have talked to people high level in covert, super duper secret, double secret code of silence, areas of expertise, and they're going to reveal once and for all. And this directed Tesla energy inverted anti-gravitic within 10 days. And this lives of, and he just says this stuff. And people are just in rapt attention. I'm saying, it's bullshit. He's just saying this stuff. Well, he's been saying none of this comes true. He just says it. Now, listen to me. You know what I would do? If I worked for an organization and I swear to God, I thought, we got some problems. They're going to find this out really quick. What do you mean? They're going to find out about this thing that we're doing. They're going to find out about the anti-gravitic. What do we do? Limited hangout. Bring out Greer. The nut, bring him out. Let him go out. Say something. Let him talk about this and whatever. And then we'll say, and some of it might be true. We don't know. But we're going to say, see, that's it. Another one, too, is listen to me. That's a limited hangout where you want to basically kind of head somebody off at the pass by putting some, for example, let's say during the time of the Rona, right before somebody was worried about something that Fauci was going to reveal, I let out somebody who all of a sudden is highlighted on social media who says something completely nuts about microwave ovens, scented candles, and spike proteins. Something crazy. And I let that out. And I say, oh, you mean like the guy with the scented candles and the spike protein? What? No. Oh, you mean that guy? Oh, you mean just like, is that what, oh, you mean just like with Greer and the, what? No. No. The other opposite is, this is where the government uses and I hate this word. I don't want to use this. I don't want to use PSYOP, gaslighting. I don't want to use those terms anymore. Sean Ryan in particular, and a lot of these, is absolutely CIA, military industrial, Pentagon. He is a gift from God. All these cool CIA people. Have you noticed that? Hey, I was you know the guy with the hair? Remember the guy with the hair? I don't know where he is now, but the guy, he's got this big bun, you know, and this is how we interrogate people. Hey, did you work? I was with the CIA. I was an interrogator. Wow, that's so cool. Annie Jacobson, to an extent. Do you think they let her get into this stuff? She's very good. Wrote something that scared the hell out of people about nuclear war. Do you think they let her have access to all this stuff without making a deal? This is as old. This goes back to Frank Capra. We use entertainment media to either disturb, destroy, or disparage people, alliterative, people that say something contrary to what we believe, or we will use these platforms to elevate somebody to say things that we like Sean Ryan. Military is cool. He does more recruit. I want to be like that guy. Come on, you like tattoos? Wow, you're going to be a SEAL Team 6 Hell Week. What's your BUDS class? Don Shipley, my favorite. What's your BUDS class? Do you know what a dragger is? What was your class number? When did you graduate? Name one person in your class. You weren't a SEAL. You're not going to wear that trident. Only a man can wear the trident. Can I be a SEAL? Maybe, kid. I don't know. And then you got other people say, no, it's not the SEALs. It's Delta. What? Delta Force. Those are the cool. My point is, do you see what's happening? This is the greatest recruit. I'm not saying it's false, but understand where this comes. This goes back to, I don't want to say Tavistock and Frankfurt School, but a lot of the 60s stuff. Frank Zappa even said that the Pentagon was the military arm of the Entertainment Commission. What we have to do, my friends, is if you think this is just about being right, you're out of your mind. This Trump thing is a revolution. And the first thing that we need to do is stand behind him and guide him through the night. But we have to sit there and say, Mr. President, you may not be good at this. We'll do it for you. You've got to cut their balls off. You've got to make people absolutely fear your wrath. Nixon did it. Nixon, the most brutal president. I can't tell in the old days about, Garfield or James K. Polk. Lyndon Johnson, bar none. And did you hear this crap about Lyndon Johnson and Mac Wallace with JFK? Come on. Come on. Anyway, Lyndon Johnson probably whacked his sister, Josepha. And Mac Wallace. Now, Mac Wallace is a different story. That guy was a killer. This was the president's friend, Billy Saul Estes. This is Bobby Baker. Oh my God. This was from another time. See, Trump doesn't have like buddies like this. But there's one thing about LBJ. Oh my God. These guys were maybe, I don't know, it was a different time. And Nixon, the enemies list. Oh, Nixon was so terrific. He was really twisted, but I loved him. This president can only remember, you've got to reward people, but you've got to teach them a lesson. If you've got kids and your kids think you're a pushover, and I'm not saying you hit them, whatever, but you've got to make them understand. And there's that time in every child's life when they say, I wonder if the old man's serious about this. Oh, yeah? Okay. Oh, yeah? Okay. I'm serious. Try me. And you want them to say, oh, my God. There are too many people there who are nice. J.D. Vance. Elon Musk has it. I think he's got that characteristic. Notice how Vivek, he's gone. He now is going to run for governor of Ohio or whatever. He's gone. He realized, I'm not going to get anywhere with this. I'm going to be co-Doge president? Forget it. With Elon? No way. I'm out of here. Okay, terrific. Hexeth, he's got it. Oh, they just pissed off. You see, what they do was they piss him off. They went after this guy, called him a drunk, called him a this, called him a pervert, a this, oh my God. You just, they're going to go through. If I see one man in a dress, you're out of here. That is, you're violating the code. UCMJ, get out. You've just created this monster by treating him like this. Mazie Hirono. Oh, Pam Bondi. Oh, good God. They're going to go after the brother. And by the way, remember something. Remember, all they're going to do is they're going to do a reverse Alvin Bragg. If Joe Biden wants to give them a federal pardon, terrific. We go to our local friends in different states and say, what state did Jim Biden live in? Good. Indict him there. Let him have it. It's an ongoing conspiracy. Conspiracies would never stop. They always go on because there's the covering up. And then through novation, there's no statute of limitations problem. They just go on forever. Let them have it. Have them say, oh my God. Then you've got to get these people. Trump's got to say, I'm going to show you something. I got these people. Have you seen them? Top secret. Pinky swear. Can't tell anybody you see them. You open the door and there are these crazy people in there. Who are they? These are the people who are doing our lawfare. You don't think lawfare is over, do you? Are you kidding? Our lawfare, we've only just begun, ladies and gentlemen. Our lawfare doesn't stop. We're going to go after everybody. Kamala, Dougie, she's going to make 20. We're going to try to claw back her money for her advance from her book. We're going to go after the Obamas. Oh, and by the way, did you see it? Michelle is ready to take it off. She's ready to go. Take it off. She's had it. Have you seen this? I'm going to undo myself from DC. She is gone. Did you see that? Did you see that picture of her when they were eating the other night? What the hell? I thought it was Photoshop. I don't even want to tell you what that looked like. Because if I tell you what it looked like, you would say, you were the most racist thing. It was the worst picture. What is this? It looked like I can't even tell you what it looked like. It was terrible. She's given up. This was like a cry for help or something. She is so done, and we knew it. Did you see Melania and Barron? For the love of God, let the kid talk. Let him say something. He's got a very nice voice. Hello, how are you? Say something. Let him say something. Don't bother him, but just say something. Did you see him walk up the steps to the federal? It wasn't Air Force One, but it was something else. They were on their way up, and Trump was doing it. The guy's almost 80 years old, taking it like two at a time. She's walking up. We're going to see a brand new Melania. And also, Melania, by the way, let me explain something. I don't know her. I've never met her. I've been in a room with her. I've never met her. She is from Eastern Europe, right? Slovenia, Slovakia, wherever else she's from. She knows about commies. She knows about abject. She knows what these rat bastards are all about. She's got that Eastern European sensibility. Don't mess with her. This is something that they, ooh. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to rip that wig off that Anna Wintour, grab those sunglasses and expose her for the fraud she is. I don't care how they audit Vogue or whatever it is, but that's the first one to go. That pusillanimous twit, what they did, you had absolutely, positively, the most glamorous. Don't give me that Nancy. Jan. What am I trying to say? Nancy Reagan. But Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Kennedy looked like an insect. She was one of the strangest looking people. But she did. She does that stupid wispy voice. Come on. She was a butaneda. This guy was a satyr. He was a three-peckered goat. These were bunch of shanty Irish, and this one were their foe. She, with that sick father, what she and Lee, You have no idea how low rent these people are. But they said, oh, she's so beautiful. Beautiful? What are you talking about? Melania on her worst day. Have you ever? The worst thing is this. What is that? What is that outfit she's wearing? What is this symbology? Look at her. And then you got Michelle, who looks like, I don't want to say. I can't say it. No matter if I told you what she looks like, I would be arrested. What's going on here? And Jill Biden. Remember when Jill ran? Remember when Jill ran at an actual cabinet meeting? Remember that? Remember when they had those freaks, those degenerate circus freaks walking out, these perverts and pederasts and catamites and paraphiles walking around, sashaying, bunch of limp-wristed, with the fingernails and the, what was that? With the White House, with all of the gay flag. What is? I was humiliated for all of us. That's over. And the first thing I want Pam Bondi to do is I want there to be a special investigation to find out whose cocaine that was. Whose blow was that? Indict somebody. Charge him. Wouldn't it be great if it was Karine Jean-Pierre? That stupid. Oh, she aided and abetted this obfuscation. Andrew says, glory, glory, hallelujah. Truth is marching on. You better believe it, my friend. Pilgrim says, we want Pam to prosecute the Pelosi crime family. I'll bet you there's a lot of insider trading or something there. Brian Himura says, is it wrong for me to feel strange that the Clintons, Obamas, and Bushes aren't going to the inauguration, almost like they were tipped off that the inauguration was moved inside? Crazy, maybe? No. I'm surprised they could be that catty. I swear to God. I'm surprised. You don't know what I would do. You don't know what I would do. I'm going to tell you. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, Elon, yeah, listen to me. This conversation never happened, right? Okay, never happened. Okay, Elon? All right, it never happened. All right, it never happened. Good. Now, I want you to give me the person that my guy can talk to. You and I can never speak. This is called plausible deniabilities. Carlo Gambino never talked to somebody, some street guy. He always had intermediaries, okay? So we can't talk about this. But when my guy talks to your guy, it's coming from me. You got that? Good. Okay. Now, you have some connection with social media, right? Good. Social media is terrific. I want the following memes to go forward. What do you mean? Well, you'll see. I'll produce them. The first one is, I want to hit them all of a sudden. What do you mean? Give you number one, the Wiener laptop. There's something to this thing. You know and I know it. Let's let old Anthony squirm there. He wants to run for, what does he want to run for? Mayor or something? No. Wiener wants to run for something. I don't know. Richard Boland, by the way, new member. Thank you, Dick. Dick Boland, by the way. That's number one. Number two, I want all of a sudden for there to be this idea that that certain event that happened, on the 11th day of the 9th month, when that comes out, something really good happens. People say, wait a minute. City Cup, let him run. If that comes out, that means the message is out that nothing's sacred. Next, Fauci. Get me Fauci. Put somebody on Fauci. I know he did it. I know he lied during the, I know it was perjury. Brian Himura or Brizzen is a new member as well. I want you to tell me about that too. You got that? Make sure you tell me this. I want you to get to that. I want you to get to everything. I want you to do, and I want one thing to come out. One absolute fact. about JFK that will blow people away because we get the same things all the time. Oh my God. If I, hang on. What was her name? Oh, remember, what was it? Payne, Gladys Johnson was the landlady. There was, what was her name? Payne and all these. Was that it? Hang on, was it Payne? I don't know, Payne. What was her name? Oh, Ruth Payne. If I hear this Ruth Payne story one more time, have you ever been to a JFK meeting? Have you ever met to these people say, oh, I know all about this. Like, oh, Jesus, don't tell me about Ruth Payne again, huh? Oh, you know what? Yeah. They think that means something. We see Ruth Payne. You see, you understand Ruth Payne. You see Tippit, the gun that Tippit had. It's the same stuff all the time. Who killed JFK? I don't know about that. But I do know that Ruth Payne. You see, it was a Mauser. You see, what happened was when they found the rifle, in the Texas School Book Depository, Julie Wayseer says, chic, sophisticated, far too intelligent Melania. Oh, absolutely. Women go, Julie, people go crazy over her. She goes crazy. Did you see when the best is when she's on Fox and, oh my God, Romper Room, Fox and Friends with Ainsley, Hannity's fiance. That's gonna be some. Ainsley doesn't know what to do. She just has a stack of papers. All right, she just sits there. She's like, because Monty says, "Well, I think that this is a beautiful thing." Ainsley, what's the matter? Excuse me, I'm joking. People just go crazy with it. Oh, she's so beautiful. Okay, fine, use it. Remember Bess Truman? Dear God. Oh my God. Dolly Madison. You know who was it? Who was a real boutonade? Was it Wilson's wife? I forget, not Florence, but there was one, I forget who's I know, I forget. But we've had, think about this: Bess Truman, Mamie Eisenhower, Lady Bird Johnson, Pat Nixon, Rosalind Carter, Mishkina Rosalind Carter. Oh my God, pobre Rosalind Carter. Oh my God, she cut her own hair, honey. Did you know that? Sewed her own clothes. Crypto Domini says, big dick from Chicago here. Warmest wishes, Uncle Mrs. L. Thank you, Dick. I mean that sincerely. Look at this one. Hillary, they couldn't stand her from the beginning. If you think I'm going to be here making cookies, stand by your man. Remember when the set fell and Bill protected her? Oh my God. Remember that one? Then she went crazy with the muumuus. She wore these like oven mitt muumuus, these caftans, these house coats. She'd be walking around the woods in Chappaqua drinking box wine. She was nuts. Burn. Oh my God. If I hear Hannity say, bleach bit, I have a dream. You know how they have make a wish. This is terrible. I should say that. But if I don't want to be deathly ill, but if I could say, could you do something for charity? Yeah. I want you. There's 3 people who have the best whistles ever. Hannity, Ted Nugent. He has those choppers. He can eat an apple through a tennis racket. This guy, I don't know what the hell happened to him, but the best one. This is so obscure. You're not going to know who I'm talking about. But if I can get this trifecta, his name is John Gleason. He was the prosecutor of Gotti. He was a federal judge. I'm telling you, birds will lose direction. They will just lose. Macaws will be like, they'll go into like mating cycles. If you took them to an aviary and have Gleason, I mean, they'll be what? They'll be flying into walls. Put those 3 together, and give them, they have to read something with S's, sibilants, S's. Then another thing to have Candace Owens say, street, stop. She was doing Israel. She can't do it. I just sit there. I'm mesmerized by these people. You know why? Because I'm petty. I'm petty. I listen to this stuff. Things like this fascinate me. I'm serious. I want to say, how do you do that? How do you do that? Don't ever go hunting with, and this guy's a hunter. He probably makes noises and the birds like, what? He probably, the turkeys, they get confused because he does that thing with the teeth and anyway. But back to what I was saying. I'm going to go to Elon. I'm saying, I want you to do the Wiener lamp. I want you to talk about the 11th thing, you know, that one. I want to talk about Hillary. I want to talk about Huma. I want to talk about Hillary. I want to do everything. I want to talk about Bill and the ever-ready. I want to go back and I want you to say, guess what we found? Remember that birth certificate thing? It's true. What? I want you to go. I want there to be, who let this out? How did this come out? And if there is anything to this story, which I don't think there is, but if there is anything to this story about Michelle Obama, I want to know. Elon, give him $1 million. Prove it and you're in. Can you imagine that? I would go immediately to the grave of Joan Rivers and say, you were right. I would have everybody freaked out. And then, not only would we have about the guy, by the way, read today's newsletter, the guy who in the number 5, I don't want to have people who went there because I want to have people whose pictures and visages are on the films. You know who I wouldn't be surprised had the film? Ready for this? You know who I wouldn't be surprised? Israel, Mossad. Absolutely. Les Wexner, Ehud Barak, Epstein, these guys, Dershowitz, put these folks together. Are you kidding me? You know this is a treasure trove. I could get anything done. So, though that missile system, I can't do this. Want to see this? Oh no, put that on. No, you're right. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying it's true. I wouldn't be surprised. Ehud Barak, Eleanor Roosevelt, poster child for us. Soft on. Eleanor, poor thing, Eleanor Roosevelt. Melania Trump is a polyglot, speaks 5 languages. Pilgrim? I don't know about that. Would somebody please tell me? All I know is Jackie Kennedy could speak her Spanish, her French was excellent, and her English, well, obviously. She did it. I want to hear this. I don't know. If they say 5 languages, that's good. And they say 2. You know, Barron speaks 5 languages. Okay, don't, maybe. Anyway, I don't know about that. I'm sure it's true. She's never said it. Other people have said it for her. Either way. But I want everything. By the way, going back to Eleanor Roosevelt, she had, remember the love letters to her? She was a lesbian. She was sapphic. Remember those sad letters, this woman that she was in love with. And they always said they thought she was ugly. This was Teddy Roosevelt was her uncle or something. Talk about inbred, and you got a Roosevelt with a Roosevelt. Anyway, very sad story. Very, very, very sad. Her love. She wore a hairnet. Remember that one? Oh my God. She always looked like she was like a cafeteria worker, slinging macaroni and cheese. This is the first lady. Hello. She reminded me of kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire. A very sad case, but I digress. I want all this to come out. And I want them to say, he's doing it. He's letting all this out. Oh, yeah, I'm not done with you, Barack. Oh, no. You went after me. You made up stuff about, remember the Russian hookers? Remember that? With the undenism on the percales, relieving themselves on the percales. Remember that one? They made this up. Well, I got stuff that they didn't make up. You didn't think anybody knew about this. And all of a sudden, it gets out there. And I look at Elon, and then we never said anything. But what do we have now? Social media. Social media does this. I want everything. I want Paul Pelosi. What were you doing when you got hammered with that guy? What, did you pick somebody up at a bar and he came up? How did he get home? I want to know about that. I want to know about the real story. Go back to Gavin Newsom. Remember the problem with the work? I mean, it just goes. And you know who's got probably two people who are interested in this regarding Newsom. Kimberly Guilfoyle, his ex-wife, because they were in San Francisco in the old days when it was wild, when video was new. You know what I mean? People took pictures, all kinds of stuff. And one of the Gettys, Balthazar Getty, those, because they own California. Oh my God. I want there to be this deluge. And the same thing goes for AOC and Lindsey Graham. Okay, he's a pain in the ass too. This hawk. He wants to go to Ukraine. That's terrific. Lindsey, just go down the list. Okay? Down the list. There's a whole bunch of people out there. And I want everybody to say, where did this come from? Cory Booker, where are you? Gillibrand? Let's go. Just go down the list. Dossier upon dossier. Just this explosion of fact. And President Trump says, I will always protect him. I would always say, they never can blame you for this. It's me. They never can blame you for this. No way. It's not your fault. I did it. Somebody else did it. I don't know. You have nothing to do with this, sir. I don't want you to get your hands anywhere near it. We'll take care of this. And have just Trump just look at me and I don't know. These things happen. Oh, it's time to get dirty. Time to get dirty. Are you up for it? You think Trump's got it in him? You think he's got it in him? Huh? What about Bill Gates? Yeah, lunch at Bill Gates, 3 hours. Yeah, Bill Gates. Yeah. I don't like that either. Bill Gates is the enemy. Bill Gates. What, is Soros going to meet with him next? You're going to do that? Seriously. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to do the old trick that, can you imagine what Bill Gates has? You know where he was. He and that guy, they were like this. You know who else? Get a hold of Andy, Prince Andrew. Andrew, yeah, listen, we'll help you out with some stuff. You got any dirt on him? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll help you out. Because they're going to kick his ass to the curb. And you know who's doing well, by the way, honey, in that respect, is Prince Chuck, or King Chuck. He's hanging in there. King Chuck is looking okay. That's a different story. Oh, I would have all this. J. Edgar Hoover used to do this routine where he would say, listen, Hoover would go and meet with somebody at the Appropriations Committee or some congressional big shot, and he would say, listen, we know about this. Oh my God. But don't worry. It's not going to go any further. We intercepted it. Don't worry. We're your friends. We'll take care of this. You know about that? Sure, we know about that. But listen, don't worry about it. Oh, and about that appropriation, it's taken care of. Okay. Just going to make sure. Andrew says, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. That's good. That was a good one. I like, there was a quote I used from Michael Corleone, who said, he said that history will show that anybody can be, dare I say, offed. In fact, yes, anybody can be, shall we say, dispatched, as it were. That's another story. That's a different story. And there's also one too, which is a great one. I love these obscure lines. If you notice in the newsletters at the top, I have a quote, which I normally find which has little, if anything, to do with a particular subject matter. But it's interesting because people love quotes in the way. All I know is I'm going to be so happy. Monday, we're going to be doing we're going to figure out something, maybe three live shows. We're just going to celebrate this. We're going to celebrate this holy day. Now, tomorrow is our holy day. Mrs. L, it's her birthday. Please, I want you to go right now to Lynn's Warriors and sign up, subscribe to Lynn's Warriors, because she is, even tonight, she's doing things. She's talking about TikTok. What's the one called? Red app, red flag, red, what's it called? The Chinese thing? Everybody learning about. They need somebody to get behind that one. But we have been through this so much. We have been through this, my friends. We have been through the torment and the screaming and the yelling and the hatred. And they've called us names because we've stuck with Trump. We never budged. We've never, ever never said, oh, no, I'm going to the other side. No. That's why we should get the consideration. We should get the praise and not Snoop Dogg. You don't need him. You don't need him. Because the particular group that he's, believe me, nobody wants a phony. And people love for you to make sure that you take care of your detractors and those people who hurt you and hurt your family. And that's something very serious. Johnny Maz the Spaz says, I don't even recognize Gillibrand. You know, she's old. She's younger than Pam Bondi. Who knows? So there you go. Thank you, Johnny Maz. Andrew Hessing, Pilgrim Media, ladies and gentlemen. Big Dick from Chicago, Crypto Domini. Julie Wayseer, by the way. Brizzen Himura. Dick Bolin. And let me see who else there. Nelson A., thank you for the gifting today. Freedom, Rung, everybody's here. All right, my dear friends, you have a great and a glorious night. Tomorrow's going to be a great day in New York City, where there's going to be all kinds of freezing and rain or whatever the hell, I don't know. But we're going to be celebrating the birth of my beloved, because her birthday is my birthday, because I came alive when I met her. Seriously, it was like a double. It was like you found your twin. You know what I mean? You found this thing. Oh, this makes sense. It's like I've got this glove. I've got this one glove. It's like, and I don't have another hand, you know? And then she's like the other glove. Does that make any sense to you? There was an attempt at an analogy there, but I think, or a metaphor of some sort. But it's really true, because her birthday is my birthday, because she saved my life. I'm serious. I can't imagine what the hell I would be doing if she wasn't here. I mean it. It sounds strange to say that, but I can't imagine that. And would that the whole world had somebody like her, I think people would be a lot better. Because I see a whole lot of people who are married and a whole lot of people who are in relationships, and they suck. They're just pretending. It's like role playing, cosplay, baby. They're just pretending. Isn't this great? No, it's not. And I see something, and I see sometimes people who've never married or never, and I thought, better to never marry than to be in something that is artificial or bad or harmful, or because that's not good either. So that's a whole nother show. We should do something one time on, because I truly believe there are so many people in this country who are truly lonely. They're lonely. And some people are lonely who are just, for whatever reason, happenstance. Not their fault. It's not their fault. They just things didn't go that way. It's a complete crapshoot. It's an absolute crapshoot. Because sometimes when you find out, I think sometimes when people, you realize later on, they get worse. I mean, she's better now than when I met her. She's better now. I think I'm better now. You're supposed to get smarter, theoretically, as opposed to slowing down. We're picking up speed. It's weird. We're like that Hubble model of the universe. We're actually, it's expanding, but picking up speed It's counterintuitive. Enough with this psychotic rambling. Have a wonderful night, my friends. Please be careful. Remember that. Don't drink and drive. You might hit a bump, spill your drink. The whole thing is terrible. We'll see you tomorrow morning at the usual time. Same bad time, same bad channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this and for spending this evening with us. Remember these final words, this valedictory, this sayonara, this adios. Remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da.